welcome to this behind the board on mixing vocals with EQ. So we are going to EQ up these vocals, and it shouldn't be too difficult a job because we had one singer on this. So once we get a real good EQ, it should be a lot of copying, a lot of pasting. So let's quickly take a look at what we're working with here. We'll solo this out. And we'll see right away, there's a little red flag here. This is very light and this is much heavier. I usually like to separate these to different tracks. And since we have the power to do that, we're going to do that right now. So let's make ourselves actually, let's go ahead and make ourselves a duplicate of this track. Just right click on this, two-finger click it if you're on a Mac, and go to duplicate. So you right clicked on your Vox, you went to duplicate, click off active playlist, alternative playlist, automation. We don't have any inserts or sends. You could leave group assignments. We don't have any groups set, but I don't want the playlist or anything to copy down. I want to copy it myself, and we're only making one duplicate. And let's rename it. Let's call it Vocals Light. So now we'll just zoom in on these two areas where the vocals are light. Looks to be from bar 9 to about bar 17. Let's copy. And we're going to use the button under P to jump down. So that's the semicolon button. Make sure your A to Z is highlighted. Hit that semicolon button and paste. Now hit the letter P and click your delete button. Perfect. So we just kind of put that onto a different track, got rid of it from the other one. So same thing here, copy, semicolon, paste. Back up with P and delete. And remember, copy and paste, Command C, Command V. I expect that you know that at this point. All right, so we fixed that up. Give that a quick save, Command S. And let's start working on the first part of the vocal here with some EQ. So plug in EQ, EQ3 7-band. And here we are on our first vocal section. I want to use the high pass filter first, so I want to go ahead and take out some of that low end. You know, humans really do not make noises down here. Anything coming out over here is probably coming from the headphones or just a room noise, and we don't want that in there. So I took it off at 12 dB at a frequency of 175. So let's do our sweeps, find any bad tones in the vocal, we'll take it out. Ooh, we're running out of CPU power, it's telling me. That's what you would expect when you get to like this many tracks this far into it. I'm just going to check my playback engine real quick, make sure we're working with everything that I want in here. Dynamic plugin processing can be taken off. Our video engine is not working either. Perfect. I just slipped off the dynamic plugin processing. It's just not necessary for right now. We could flip that back on at some other point if we'd like to.
The air in my lungs, it weighs my whole body down. This used to be simple, breathe in and breathe out.
There's something right around here, he's got to find it.
The air in my lungs, it weighs my whole body down. This used to be simple, breathe in and breathe out.
Okay, it's a little bit higher. Here's around this area.
The air in my lungs, it weighs my whole body down. This used to be simple, breathe in and breathe out.
Get rid of a little bit of that. We'll check out the high end too. When things are sang low like this, there's usually not a lot of frequencies that are really jumping out at you.
The air in my lungs, it weighs my whole body down. This used to be simple, breathe in and breathe out.
I'm going to take out a little bit right over there, a little wider too, just kind of noise that I don't want to hear that much of. It's a little squeaky up there, so I'm just going to take it out a little bit. This part sounds good without much EQ on it, so we're pretty set there. Let's move on to our other vocal and start EQing that guy. So now it's getting a little bit louder. We're going to need a different EQ. We're going to have different spots that are messy. So my high pass filters, first thing I do, bring it to about 175 around that area. There we go. And let's start sweeping. Here we go.
This is the worst, best thing that I ever did. Say something I can't take back. I'll always hate my medicine.
Right there, it's ringing at us. Let's take that out a bit. and find our next sweet point.
This is the worst, best thing that I ever did. Say something I can't take back. I'll always hate my medicine. We sit remains intact, and I can't stand to talk about this anymore. This is the worst, best thing that I ever did.
Right over there, if you peek that out, you'll see it almost get like a stereo, like a broken stereo type of sound over here. We want to take that out. It lowers the quality of our vocals. So let's just find the middle point of it.
This is the worst, best thing that I ever did. Say something I can't take back. I'll always hate my med.
Try one more sweep, see if there's anything else going on, but looks pretty good.
This is the worst, best thing that I ever did. Say something I can't take back. I'll always hate my medicine.
Right around there, I'd like to take out a little bit too. Let me just find the right cue for it.
This is the worst, best thing that I ever did.
Yeah, right there's a little more nastiness. And you can see I actually took the middle frequency, found something a little bit higher that I wanted to get rid of, and I wanted to check back, and luckily this high middle frequency has quite the width on the band. I could go left and right a lot with it frequency-wise. Was able to catch that other spot that wasn't sounding too great. But here we go, we got a great sounding one now. Let's head over to the chorus. Now this part is going to need a separate EQ as well. The vocalist is singing much, much heavier here. So plug in EQ 7 band, and take out that bottom with your high pass filter. Go for it. All right, let's get to work on this main vocal now, right on the chorus.
I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes. I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your.
We got some bad up there, but I want to check this low end a little bit more. Make sure we didn't miss anything down here.
I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes. I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory.
Right there. Yeah, let's get that guy out of there. It's peeking a little bit at us, peeking out at us every time I'm listening to that part.
I don't wanna be another enemy.
Definitely better. Just from hearing right now, I definitely can tell there's something higher, and we did spot it before, so let's try to find it one more time.
I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes. I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes. I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes. I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes.
We're close to it. We're hearing it in some spots, not in others. Keep on sweeping for it. There's definitely a frequency up here that's bugging me a little bit. I don't know if you're hearing it yourself.
I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes. I don't wanna.
I think it's right there. Let's take that out a little bit and feel it.
I don't wanna be another enemy.
Perfect, perfect. And let's try a little higher up there, see if there's anything else.
I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes. I don't wanna be another enemy, another memory. Don't wanna fall in your eyes. I don't wanna be another enemy.
Right there. I'm going to take it down a little bit. It's got that bad radio quality to it, so we want to take that out, improve the quality of our vocal just by doing an EQ.
I don't wanna be another.
Great. Sounds much better to me. And remember, we're making small adjustments, so it might not be popping out as like, wow, we made something amazing here, but it's definitely fixing up what we want to fix up. So remember that this is a double chorus dupe. We're just going to use that for a little bit of padding while we make our chorus kind of pop out at everybody. And now we have our background vocals. The background vocals are they're both sang and they're ooze, so it's something that we're probably going to want to make a new EQ for. So let's make a new EQ for all the BVs here and just solo out BVL chorus, give yourself a plug-in EQ, EQ37 band, and do your high pass filter quick before we get started. There we are. Let's see what we're working with here. I'm going to bring this to the middle. Remember when we EQ, I like to make sure everything's in the middle when I'm EQing. I want to hear with both ears.
Fall in your eyes. Fall in your fall in your eyes.
Right around there looks to be another bad one. Let's get that out of there. Much better. Let's see if there's anything up top.
Fall in your eyes.
So right around there, we keep on getting that same rough quality right there. So we'll take that out as well. Fantastic. We should be able to paste that around and it help all of the backgrounds out because they're very similar. Let's just make sure. We'll solo out all the backgrounds. So remember, I'm just pressing the Alt-Option key and dragging. It's pretty simple to do that at this point. And let's just take a listen to the whole section. I soloed out from BVL chorus to BVR chorus 2.
Fall in your eyes.
Great. So it doesn't sound like anything is really popping out at me as bad frequencies. So that EQ is working the whole way down. And it should work for the next section as well, because we have a few more backgrounds coming up right down here. Let's just drag them on and make sure it sounds good there as well. And if you're hearing anything in these spots and you're going, you know what, there is something that we're probably missing, just go into it, get your EQ out and start working with it. But I'm pretty happy with what we have here, especially since this is the same singer taking it on the same day through the same microphone, the same preamp, same everything. So you can kind of get a little bit of copy and pasting going on without losing any quality here. So here we go with the verse backup vocals here. I just want to take a listen to them. Great. There's no issues there to my ears. I don't hear anything popping out at me as bad, and that's what we want. So let's unsolo all of these fellas. Great. We'll get this off. And now we just have to focus over on the bridge. So let's take a look at what's going on the bridge.
We've lost the road again.
Okay, let me play this with this song. I want to get an idea of what I want this to sound like. It's very low. You can see the signal is very low, so I'm just going to blast it up plus 12 for right now.
We've lost the road again. And I can't count the second chances we've been given.
All right, great. This sounds really good to begin with, but I want to make it a little bit more spacey on this one. And when we get to the effects, I want to play around with this a little bit more because this part is cool and we have a lot of room. So I'm getting excited about just doing some stuff to it here. But first off, I just want to go ahead and give it a little bit of an EQ, and that's all. All right, so we'll do our same story with our high pass filter. I want to get a lot of that out of there. And there we go, right around 170.
We've lost the road again.
Should definitely get its own EQ. You might be able to pop on the EQ from Vocals Light because it has a similar tone to it. But we're going to give it its own EQ, just one more EQ before we're done with this one.
We've lost the road again. We've lost the road again. we've lost the count, the second chances we've been given. Count the second chance.
Let's solo this out.
Count the second chances we've been.
Right there, there it is. Let's take that out a little bit. Find our next one.
Count the second chance.
Yeah, you probably could have gone ahead and took your vocals light and brought it down. This EQ is looking very, very similar. Just going to finish it up with the areas that I know we've been taking out.
Count the second chances we've been given. Count the second chances we've been given. Count the second. Count the second.
Great, so we're all EQ'd, and we're going to have some fun with that part when we get to the effects. So make sure you're back for the effects video, because we'll make that sound real cool. There's a lot of space, a lot of emptiness, a lot of room for us to produce. So I'll definitely see you on that one, but the next one should be on dynamics. So some compression on vocals, which shouldn't be too difficult to do. Like I said, we recorded this all together with the same singer. So we'll get to compression on vocals on the next one, and I hope to see you there. Take care.